Welcome to Buy It All, the podcast where three resellers with very different styles talk shop, share stories, and probably argue about who got the better deal of the week. We got Jimmy from Old School Flips, and we got Keith from Vintage Sport Flips, and I'm Ray, aka Triple R Collections. Together, we're breaking down the reselling world. Join us for weekly news, flips, tips, and some laughs. So grab your tape gun, kick back, and let's talk about how we buy it all.
Now I gotta call you out on this. I like the phone as a well, you look like me with your Bible.
I know.
With my Bible. You're all it was great. That was legendary right there. Yeah. So I gotta tell you, we've been having technical difficulties. Before we go into Keith's got something to say, but before we go into that, Keith, we lost the list, I think, over here in the price.
Oh, we did.
Oh no.
So I got my list here.
Okay.
We've been working.
We'll wing it.
Okay. You guys, the show's over. It's over. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching the Buy It All podcast. No.
So you're talking about the announcement over the new YouTube channel. So yeah, right now it's this podcast is appearing on the Old School Flips YouTube channel, but I also did start a channel for the podcast. We're probably going to put it on both channels for a little while, right, Jimmy? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Like, we're going to put it on both channels. So if you're listening on Old School Flips right now, jump over to the new channels, link below. But yeah, we're going to both channels just to help the new channel grow. But yeah, I think it's a good idea.
I'll show the channel right now. I had it ready to go, but then I had some router issues, so I had to restart everything and I lost it.
We lost everything. We almost lost Ray. It was scary.
I can go. You can still lose me.
No. But here's the new channel. I mean, the new YouTube channel. Right now, there's nothing on it, but soon that'll change. So that's head on over there, subscribe, and find all the latest videos over there.
Bell. What do they say? Hit the thumbs down on the podcast. All that. Yeah, but head over there right now and subscribe. If you can come back over here and watch it, or you can continue to watch it over there. We prefer you to continue to watch it over there, but would just help us transition to that new channel instead of just starting from the scrap, you guys. That's not fun. It's just not fun.
Yeah, it's a grind, I'm sure. Yeah.
So anyways, there's something that funny happened. I forgot. Dang it. Well, except for the fact that we lost our list. That's not funny. So now we're supposed to ask everybody. So some people let us know what they shipped.
Oh yeah.
Over the weekend. What was the toy that I don't have in front of me? Someone was shipping a toy set, and then Dan the Answer. Yeah, I said Dan the Answer. Dan in Demand. Sorry, Dan the Answer Man. Sorry, Dan in Demand. There's two Dans I know. Dan in Demand was watching too, and he let us know that he was shipping all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, let us know again if you're packing your Monday orders right now. Let us know again in the comments what you're shipping, packing right now. Keith, are you bringing that up? I see you looking at your computer.
I am. Yeah, it's Dan was packing clothes, shoes, and cards. So he had a lot of stuff going out.
Like sports ball cards. He's big into the sports ball cards.
Yep. Yeah, he's getting big into that. And then Faithful Listener 315 was packing a Fisher Price nativity animal, which I'm not even really sure what that is. You guys know what that is?
People, maybe the little people.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be.
I just listed a little people nativity scene. That's why I thought of that. I just listed one just yesterday. So yeah, thank you all so much and keep those comments coming in. We'll do a better job. It was all it's all Keith's fault. You guys just point out.
It was. It was all ready to go and I crashed and we lost our whole list of our order of what we're going to talk about. So we'll do all right. We'll get there.
I need my cheat sheet.
Yeah.
I need mine too. Hold on.
Yeah.
No. I'm grabbing my phone because we want to ask Chad. We've been talking our fourth host, Chad GPT. We're gonna ask Chad a question pretty much at the start of the show. Is that how you guys want to do? Is that cool?
Yeah, I think good.
We're gonna ask Chad. This is like a inception of Chad GPT. We're gonna do right here. Watch this question, guys. It's a AI question within an AI question within an AI question. Does that make sense? Is that the basis of inception? But it's a dream within a dream within a dream. All right. All right. I'm rambling, but sometimes Chad doesn't work on the first time. You guys know that? Hey, Chad, I got a question for you about resellers, people that buy stuff and flip stuff, whether mainly online. We're going to talk about online here. How is AI assisting resellers in just everything they do as far as listing, finding prices on items? What are some of the main things that you yourself and other AI are helping us with?
AI is definitely a game changer for resellers. Here are a few ways it helps. One, pricing analysis. AI tools can quickly analyze market trends and suggest optimal pricing for your items, making sure you stay competitive. Two, listing optimization. AI can help craft compelling titles and descriptions, and even suggest the best keywords to improve your listing's visibility. Three, inventory management. AI can predict demand for certain items, helping you decide what to stock up on and what to avoid. For image recognition, AI can help identify products and suggest similar items, making it easier to find comparable sales. And five, automated customer service. Chatbots and AI-driven customer service can handle routine inquiries.
Okay, Chad, you like talking to Kevin Commonwealth?
Yeah. I would say
To be
this.
fair,
How?
you sorry,
No, you go ahead.
you gave him a really long question.
I did.
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
fair.
yeah. Open ended. He was going to keep going.
I
And
know
how-
he took over the show, man. He took over
How-
the show.
How successful would our YouTube channels be if any of us sounded like Chad over there? I
They
mean,
could
man, that would-
replace
Yeah.
Joe over at Reseller Leftovers. I'm just saying. Love you, Joe. Just a joke, Joe.
One thing I'll say, I was playing around with different ways to use AI, and I had a group of like ticket stubs. And one thing I love to sell in the sports memorabilia world are vintage ticket stubs. And it's sort of it'll be interesting to see what happens with them since they don't even really use tickets anymore to go to a sporting event. It's all like on your phone. But I took a picture of like 10 Phillies tickets from like the 2000s. And I said, anything special happening in these games, any no hitters, first appearances, home runs. And it gave me a full breakdown. There were no hitters in there. But
Anybody hit a first home run?
no, there was nothing really
Like
super
a
significant in there.
play, maybe?
There was like three. Somebody hit 3 home runs in one of the games. I forget the
Wow.
player. So at least that gave me what to title that as and mark it as. But you can do it looking up box scores, but it does it all for you. Just take a picture and then it's gonna be helpful.
Is super smart, Keith. Like that is a great way. I probably wouldn't have thought that like a rookie hitting their home run, like a player that ends like is on gonna eventually be in the Hall of Fame, and they hit their first home run, stuff like that. That's a big deal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No hitters, especially people collect only no hitter tickets. They're pretty big money. So
Eric OBX Picker, he found that one North Carolina ticket. Did you see that? It was like was it the shot that Michael Jordan made the game-winning shot that game or something like that?
82 NCAA championship game.
Oh.
Ironically, I bought the rest. He found the scrapbook and he took the ticket out, and then he consigned the ticket and sold it. And I bought the rest of the scrapbook from him, I think on Shop Commons.
Yeah.
And I killed it with the scrapbook at the National.
Nice.
Really? Yeah, because there were a bunch of early original Type 1 photos with Jordan at that game, or right after the shot, like celebrating on court. So it was a pretty cool piece.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's crazy to have. But that was a little more obvious. I mean, a big sports fan is gonna know that, but to have just like a ticket to a random game, like that's a really good tool.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to think how AI can like save time, like versus looking up each piece, right? And give it a photo of 20 things and let it do its thing.
What I like about
that's smart.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say that's really smart because, I mean, I always, whenever I list ticket stubs, no matter what, every ticket stub I've ever listed, I want to have some kind of stat in there. Like if somebody hit a home run, it could be a home run later down the career. Somebody's just collecting only that player's home run tickets or something. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Yep.
But
people are collecting that stuff, huh?
Yeah.
I'm so out of the loop on sports memorabilia. I have a 90s Phoenix Suns ticket stub from when I went to a game way back in the day. Somewhere it's in one of my like sports ball card boxes somewhere. You know what the thing that I like that Chad said about that I didn't think of right away that I know a lot of people are using for is customer service responses.
Yeah.
Because like
that's nice.
I think a lot of us, especially if it's something that's frustrating or something that's And I'm someone like it triggers me when I get somebody I'm dealing with a difficult, what I call a difficult customer, and like sometimes the rage inside can't come up with a good response, but I want to have a nice response. I just can't come with it because I'm so mad, and I'm not going to show the customer that. And to use AI, and I've been using AI. Hey, what's a nice response to this? And then I also tell Chad, like, this is how I feel about it, but I just want you to still give me a nice response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart for sure.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Do you have? I think Kevin does that. That's where I kind of learned to start. Like, I keep bringing it, but like that's when because he's been sharing that on his Facebook, and that's when I was like, man, I'm gonna start using AI to help me with some of my customer service responses.
Now, does eBay give you an option just to click AI response? I haven't used it, but is it?
I don't know. I've been using I just been copying and pasting from.
Yeah, I think they do now though. I
Do
think
they?
that's
I
what I heard. Yeah.
Well, that's smart too. Then.
Do any of you guys use the AI descriptions?
Little bit. Yeah.
I do, but I only use the first sentence and I still proofread it because sometimes two things I've noticed. First thing I noticed is sometimes if like sometimes I sell similar and I only do it because like the same brand or whatever, but everything else and it'll still pull some of the item specifics that I deleted and they'll be in there. I'm like, no, this isn't green, and like take that out, So I'll double check it, and sometimes I just think it does a really bad job of like misleading, or putting information that I think is misleading and I don't want in there. So yeah, I just use the first sentence and I still double check it.
Yeah, I've been using List Easier to list like batches of buttons, pinback buttons, and I'll let List Easier handle the AI, the description. I'll like tweak the titles a little bit, which I know they say their titles are supposed to be perfect. They shouldn't even mess with them. They know the algorithms that you want to, but I still throw some keywords in there. But I'll let them do the description. But generally, I do my own descriptions when I'm free listing, I guess you would call it.
How long have you been using that?
2 month and a half. As soon right after the leftovers had Josh Galt and Kevin on talking about it, I signed up right after that. So whenever that episode was,
I think I've talked about this on other lives and podcasts before. Like, I will eventually mess with stuff like that, but right now I feel for the first time. No, not the first time ever in my life, but one of the first times I feel like an old man, like an old grouchy old man when it comes to AI, and it's like I don't know these kids and their AI, and I'm not using that. As far as using it to list for me and help me with my, maybe help. What would we call that? That they don't actually use it for drafts, right? Basically, essentially, you're using it to make you a draft.
No, this is actually just listing it straight to eBay. It's not even a draft.
You can pricing it for you and everything.
Oh no, I still have to do the pricing.
But
you gotta price it, but you edit it inside List Easier, the price, and then you tweak the title.
Gotcha.
But it's amazing. Like I like a little Orphan Annie like badge, and it was hard to even read it. It was so small. The AI picked exactly up what it was, the date, everything. It was pretty
breaking
impressive.
Into the PC, huh?
Oh shit! I have a giant Orphan Annie collection right back here. Yeah, it's hurting me to let it go.
Oh, jeez.
Oh gosh, I have Ray. Have you sold any of your Britney Spears things yet?
Actually, I don't have any listed right now. I need to get them up. They've been sitting behind the bar over here for a while.
Yeah, I need to mess with. I don't know. Like I'm just not ready. And it's a paid service, right? You have to pay for that service, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What's the cost monthly on that? I don't even.
I know with code Commonwealth there was like a discounted the first month. I forget. It might be like $60 a month for the basic one, which is not cheap.
I'm definitely not ready for that.
Yeah.
Definitely not ready for that because I don't know. I list right now. I'm listing about 20 a day. Just doing the way I do it.
That's good. Yeah, 20 a day is not too shabby for
Some days I don't hit that mark, but then some days I list 25. It's close to that on average, maybe a little bit below that. But there's a guy that I see on Facebook that said he did 100 a day using AI. I don't know what he's using, but he's using AI, and I'm like,
Yeah. No, I'm the same way with you, Jimmy. Like, all this technology all the time. And I'm younger than you, and I'm feeling old.
Yeah.
And I just,
Yeah.
it's scary. It's a lot going on. And then part of me feels like, because there's so many tools and services that we already use, and it's starting to feel like, with think about this streaming TV channel, like, Netflix and Hulu, and you add all these up and just stack them up, and that's what I feel like I'm doing in the reselling. Like, I'm stacking all these different services up and just spending more money.
No, that's
That's
true.
one thing I've always been very conscious of. I'm trying to use the right words, and I don't do a lot of that. I've purposely made sure that I don't pay for hardly any services that assist me with my reselling. I try,
Ah.
and that's on purpose. Like, I use some stuff for my business. Like, I use the app that tracks my mileage and stuff like that. But I'm very aware that that's helping me with my reselling business. And I don't use a cross lister, but I also don't cross list. So, like, it's just to see how sustainable it is without all that stuff. And I've done, now I do believe it's going to have to change. I think AI, there's sides of it that aren't going to help us as much. I kind of talked a little bit about that, like, as far as it's helping other people so much that it might hurt us. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It's leveling the playing field for people like us three who have amassed a ton of knowledge in different niches over the years. Like I said, the
Quick,
ticket stubs, you can just take a picture and it tells you what it's worth. Like our
Yeah.
knowledge is less valuable than it used to be, for sure.
It's like the Eagles trading for Saquon. Like, all of a sudden, boom,
Yep.
they're
Yep.
champions.
Game changer. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of crazy, because even so, I used Chad recently because Google Lens couldn't even find something, and I couldn't, like, it basically helped reiterate how hard to find this shirt I have is.
Yep.
And it's a Maryland Mania soccer shirt. It's a defunct team, and they're only around for a year.
Maryland
And you don't,
Mania. What sport?
yeah,
What
huh?
sport is that? What sport was
Soccer.
that? Soccer. Did you say that already? Sorry.
That's killer.
And yeah, they're only around for a year, and it's because I think the coach got in some legal trouble, and then he, like, fled to Mexico.
Oh, wow.
They didn't last.
Yeah, that's, hey, I mean, but that might so there's no comp on it whatsoever, or are you kind of
No, I have the only one that I know of.
I love that though, right? I mean, it's frustrating when you can't comp it, you can't find it, you're searching everywhere. But at the end of the day, that tells you how rare it is, and you
That's
can
what I
sort
was
of
just gonna
put the
say.
price up.
It's frustrating in the moment, but at the same time, it leads you. It's when I start thinking, I'm going to run an auction instead of just listing this.
Yep.
Like, I'm going to run it as an auction or I'll list it high with offers open, and I'll even put in the description, send an offer, and I'll start to weed out and get it. That's a good way to get an idea of maybe if it's very valuable, you'll get a lot of low offers. All right. But it opens up the door to using your tools for sure.
Yep.
Who was it? Lady Arbitrage, Dawn, she found a mask and she messaged me right away. She's like, I think I might list this too low because it sold right away. And she's like, I couldn't find it anywhere. And that, again, I think it ended up being a pretty rare mask. Through Facebook, I think she found out that it was kind of a rare mask and she should have maybe done a little more research. She didn't care that much, but I was like, she sent the picture to me, and I was trying, and I couldn't find it anywhere too. And that's when you started like, okay, this thing is rare, right? Like, this could be something that you need to do a little more. That's the thing I recommend, like something like that. Either put it, if you can't find it anywhere and you think it might be rare, either put it up with offers open, and I don't, like I said, I'll put in the description, hey, send me an offer. Offers are open. Let me know what you think it's worth, basically. Or run an auction starting, and see if something like that might be a little bit harder to find the collectors on.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, because I was selling a Johns Hopkins signed lacrosse helmet, like, probably about a year ago for my brother, and because there was nothing like this, it was that many signatures on it. There was something like, I think it was a issued or worn helmet too, but there was nothing else like that out there. And I kind of was shooting for the stars on it. And to this day, I had the highest sold lacrosse helmet sold on eBay within the past 3 years.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
All right, that's
one thing I've done.
Oh, sorry.
Go, Jimmy. One thing I've done in those kind of circumstances, and something I learned from $1 Million Peddlers on YouTube, in those kind of circumstances where it's a rare piece, and you're worried like putting a buy it now on there and then it sells instantaneously, like Lady Arbitrage. At first, you're happy it sells, but did you leave money on the table? Yep. This hasn't worked out for me, but I know they do it. I'll run an auction with the starting price sort of where I'm happy with it to sell. That way, if two people come in, oh, I need that, they'll the sky's the limit potentially. So
I've told this story before, but this is to me why, because there's also there's the factor of like Dawn, while she thought it was valuable, didn't know a lot about the items. This happened to me early on. I found, this is where I learned this, my big mistake. I'll try to tell quickly. I found a pink ghost face scream mask for free at a sale. They were like, everything's free, just take whatever you want. So I took this mask. It was a pink one. It was like I didn't know. And I tried looking it up and I couldn't find the pink one. I had seen, I'd seen the high dollar ones that had sold, but I was like, I can't find. So I put it up for $100. I pushed list, my phone went cha-ching. And then my phone went bloop, 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 message after message after message. I'll give you 300. I'll give you 500. I was like, it's already sold. And so what I did is I followed the guy that bought it from me. I pushed follow. He got it. It went up on auction. $980 later on an auction, it sold. And I was like, I should have put that thing on an auction. I was still a new reseller. I didn't know.
Yeah.
From that moment on, I was like, if I find something like that I think is collectible and I don't know a lot about, I'm going to put on auction and let the collectors tell me what, I might not get fully what it's worth, but I'll get close to what it's worth because those collectors aren't going to let it, go without getting some bids.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of along the same lines where I was talking about how AI can hurt us. And I'm noticing it more than I ever have this year. Now, a topic that I'm not happy with is Google Lens. I use Google Lens and I love Google Lens for me because I know how to use it. What I will use it, I'll say correctly for what we do. For reselling, I use it. I know there's a lot of other uses for it, but for what I do, I use it correctly. I only use it to find out what the item is. I'm not.
Yeah.
I feel like we all kind of know as resellers, whatever they show you, the price of it is literally like the highest price that you can find it for out there. Like Google Lens is bringing you the highest listed version of whatever you just lensed.
Yeah.
So I only use it to find the name of the item. Then I go use the name and the identification of it to look up the value. So many people at garage sales right now are lensing it, saying it's worth the first price they saw. And I swear sometimes it's more than double what it's actually worth.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's definitely, you can't rely on that number for sure. I use it the same way you do, Jimmy. Yeah.
Are you guys seeing a lot of, I don't know, is that something that I feel like flea market people might be a little more knowledgeable than the average yard sale person? That's just, are you guys seeing a lot of this too? Like it's pretty frustrating.
Yeah, I will say I see a lot of it all the time at the flea market. They just use Google Lens. I mean, it could be something they obviously they know nothing about.
Yeah,
they just use that Google Lens. They're like, oh man, I can't believe this is worth $400.
Yeah.
And they want either that price or sometimes they'll go down a little bit. Like, oh, just give me $350. I'm like, no.
Yeah, and then you look it up, and we talked a little bit about, and that's what I was talking about that GI Joe truck back here. Today. The sale I went to, they were cool. They were like satin pillowcases from World War II, and they were just like square. They weren't really big, but they would have like an embroidered whatever or sewn on graphic on them. And I was like, "How much are these?" And she thought, well, I looked them up, and they're worth $25 each. And I was like, okay. So then I did what I do. And see that, there's a couple that sold for 25, but most of them sell for like 10 to 12. It has to be a really cool graphic.
Yeah.
And she's like, make me an offer. I'm like, I'm not even, like, you think they were $25 each? I can't even make you an offer. Like, I want to offer you $2-3 piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't that the worst though? That like when you're so far apart, you're like, I can't even make you an offer. And you want it, but it's like there's nothing you can do. There's no budging really from there on.
I think to me it's only awful when they're like insisting. They're like, some people like almost insisting that I make an offer. I'm like, I don't want to insult you because I'm going to come in with nowhere near that. I think that's what I said to her. I'm nowhere near that, and I don't want to insult you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think it's becoming more and more common. Again, this is a reselling podcast, so if you're here and you think there's some people say, well, they're just trying to get that's fine. But we are resellers, so we're looking for the deals. And at the end of the day, we will just walk away. I just walked away. I wasn't mad or anything. It's just a little frustrating that tool is becoming more and more commonly used. And I feel like even for them, it's being used incorrectly because they're not getting an actual value of what the item is worth.
No. And I sort of understand it a little bit more as a garage sale person, because those people are just pulling the stuff out of their attic and they're not like professional sellers, right? But flea market people, if you're packing up, you should be a little more ready for pricing your items, right? I looked at a comic book today, like an Action Comics Superman comic book, and I asked the guy how much. I should have walked off, but he pulls his phone out and starts asking ChatGPT, and like I should have just left. I stayed for the content. But that didn't go anywhere. Obviously, that deal. But
for how much? Do you remember how much? Do you have how far off he was on what? Because to me, that's the big factor. How far off was he? Like, was he asking what it's worth, or did he get was he above what it's worth?
I never even looked it up myself. I didn't know what it was worth. So that's like a fringe of what I'm not necessarily buying. I was just curious, but he said his wording was, it's a high value book in high grade. And this thing was like falling apart. He's like $75. And I think it's probably like $5-10 book in my opinion, but.
Right. Cause like the eBay printout's always kind of been our enemy. And we, early in my days, I've been reselling for almost 7 years now. Early on was like, but you're not looking at solds, and anytime you saw the eBay printout, you almost knew like, I'm not buying it. They're close to what eBay value was on what they have it for. But now it's just like so far beyond even eBay value. A lot of times they're like priced so much higher than even listed or sold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
sorry,
the sellers at the flea markets, a lot of times, even yard sales, it's like they don't even recognize that they're selling it in a totally different market. They're not selling it online, and they're not sending their thing off online to have have chances of millions of different buyers be able to look at it. Like they don't have that. They're set up in a small little market area. You know what I mean? There's no way.
Yeah. They're definitely going to get less than top dollar wherever, in that kind of circumstance, for sure.
Well, I mean, flea markets to me are I agree, except that like those are for a lot of people that go to the flea market. No, there's people that go to the flea market that sell online as well, but there's also a lot of people that go to the flea market that's the reason they sell theirs. They're not going to sell online.
Yeah.
I feel like in my opinion, that person, if they're not, but there's a couple things they're trying to avoid, in my opinion. I'm not going to, Uncle Sam and fees, right? I mean, that's just how I perceive it. I could be wrong. I could be making assumptions, but like, then don't go in at the full highest eBay price if you're already trying to avoid those couple things. Like, come in a little bit lower. And some of them do. I mean, that's why we find deals at the flea market.
No, I love the response to a lot of sellers when you tell them like, oh, well, is this price on eBay or Amazon and all? And they're like, so what? You're here now. You don't have to pay shipping. That's what they say.
And some of them add the shipping price into the value as well. Right? Like it's sold for $60 and they paid $40 to ship it. So that's $100 to them.
I want the box and the packing supplies. And I want all of that stuff you're going to charge me for. So I can reuse that box, dang it. I don't know. There's so many things. So there's definitely that side of AI that is causing some, and I think I hate to say it, I think it's going to get hard. It's going to become a little more difficult for us as the years go on. This year to me has been the worst by far, though. I've seen it a lot. I've heard it a lot and seen it a lot, that they've looked stuff up more than I ever have, and it's because it's as easy as going and there's your information.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm struggling with another topic, guys, but I have one.
Yeah.
I had the list is. I just moved it in the right position so I can look at it.
You lost the list again?
Yeah, I don't have a good transition, guys. Like usually I have some like a transition in mind, but like how do I transition from that to hey, how do you guys start your days as a reseller? Like what's the morning like for you? What's going on after the cup of coffee? I think we all definitely have way different reseller lives. Keith, I don't even know how you found the time to be here, if I'm being honest. This might be AI Keith that's coming to record with us because that
Could
guy
use
has
an AI
no
Keith.
time.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, actually, I don't know if we've ever talked about Ray. Are you a full-time reseller?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm the only part-timer here. I mean, I put full-time hours into reselling, but I have a full-time job. But yeah, for my morning routine is I with my coffee. I have 2 cups of coffee before I leave the couch, other than letting the dogs out.
Yeah.
And that's when I do my listing.
Who let the dogs out? Who?
Who?
I'm a child.
So I do like I always have a draft bank ready to go. That's when I do my listing and with 2 cups of coffee before I do anything for like an hour and watch YouTube, usually podcasts while I'm listing. So
because I remember my part-time days and I hated my job though. That's why I was so ready to go full time. But I remember I did enjoy more of the reselling stuff that I don't enjoy as much, more like the listing and the pictures, like and keeping my inventory organized. Like I kind of enjoyed the feel of all that and doing all that because I was off of work and I was at home and it was kind of my hobby. It's a little bit different now that I've been full time for many years. I still I don't know how to say it. Like I'll say I enjoy like 75% of it, but there's parts now that, when you're listing 20 something a day, like it just becomes like, but I remember myself.
monotonous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like you're a robot. Like you have these set things you have to do every single day. The only difference is I like about it is that we have a chance to like listing different things. We're not like at the same store selling the same exact product. We can list anything if we want to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
You're a king of your own future, or that didn't really make much sense. But you're saying you can do whatever you want to do. You can take your business whatever direction you want to take it.
Exactly. I think that's the cool thing. Like, I mean, it's if I want to do for me at least, because I list a little bit everything. Like if I want to do clothing one day, I'm going to do clothing. If I want to do cards one day, I can do cards. If I want to do video games another day, I can do video games. Like it's just, I mean, obviously it depends on what I find because every week's different. But I mean, I think that's the thing with me being a reseller. It's different all the time. It's except for just the functionality of it, of having to do a listing and shipping. That's when it's kind of like a robot, I feel like.
And this is my fault, but we got to get back to the script. There's a script here, Ray, and it's my fault. I took us off script, but I'm taking us back. I'm gonna tell us how your day starts. Like you got the full-time reseller, you got the 4 Britney Spears life-size posters or displays on the wall, waking you up in the morning. Tell us how your morning starts.
I mean, I pretty much like after coffee, and I mean that's pretty much. I usually will sit on a couch somewhere while I'm drinking my coffee, maybe ending and sell similar bunch of listings, and then I'll either dive into some listing or I'll start my shipping. I think it depends on how many shipments I got, but that's pretty much about it. And I just keep pushing forward, trying to get as many listings or doing. The thing I struggle with the most and it's I need to stop saving this for like the very end of the day, or sometimes even if I list too much stuff that first day, the next day I have all this stuff out and I struggle to put it away.
Right. No, I feel that. Because I made a change to my my setup for that reason. I move my photo area to where I store everything, and I take the pictures of it. I walk it over the shelf. I put it on the shelf, and I take a picture of the shelf. I hold it in front of the shelf label, and I take a picture of it, and then it goes on the shelf right then and there. That
Yeah.
If you're able to do that, I have a nice big basement. It's easy for me. I had a nice spot where I could put my photo area. Man, because I used to be like you. I used to have 50 things because I'd get lazy and I'd picture 2.5 days and I'd be like, I didn't put any of it away, and now I got this table full of stuff that's all been pictured and it's actively listed, and it needs to still go in the inventory. And I have a nice cart. I'd put it all on a cart, and it'd take me forever to put it all away and label it on your phone because you have you can't go. You have to go into item specifics to put it in there.
Well, I use. Oh, I see what you're doing. Talking about item specifics now.
Well, no. I'm not trying to change, but like because like you have to go into your item specifics to change your stuff on
the
your
SKUs
phone.
in there.
Well, yeah, but I don't have to do that on my laptop. I use my laptop for the inventory for the custom SKU because it's a lot easier. I can just search for it and type it in. I don't have to click into an actual listing.
See, I don't have a laptop that I guess Sonya has one that I could use for that, but I didn't use it for that.
I do the same thing you do, though, Jimmy. I photograph the item right in front of the box.
Yep.
You know, sometimes it's a crappy photo. You can't even like see what the hell you're photographing. It's like you just roll fast. Like what is that thing?
Why is my finger like your hands in front of the letter, and you got to run back down there and what the heck, man?
Yeah.
I think that's one of my biggest things I hate is having to do something over again. As from my mechanic days, like when you were how many times I fix something, and put it back together, and then you're like, oh, this screw was supposed to go in the back where I already put everything over it, and you got to take it all apart.
You'll just hide that under a carpet somewhere.
Yeah.
Just
push it over a carpet. It's fine. You're fine, bud. What's that noise? Don't worry about it. Listen.
The worst is with selling some electronic stuff, I forgot to take the batteries out that I tested it with and took the picture showing it worked. And then I had to I put it away and I had to dig it back out, unscrew it again. just to put it all back.
I hate. Yeah. So and I don't know why, coming back down here after, because I go upstairs, sit on my couch with my dogs. That's when I'll kind of real quick. We'll come back to more through the day, but my morning, same thing. I used to never drink coffee though, but now I drink a cup of coffee. I literally went 49 years of my life without drinking coffee, and I just started drinking coffee this year. And so now I have a cup of coffee in the morning.
What would start that? All of a sudden.
All right, so we're gonna go. I'm on the GLP-1s. All right. And for some reason, I craved it. I don't even know. And this doesn't make sense on these shots. I also crave chocolate and I was never a chocolate guy. I have to for some, it's weird. It's not supposed, I'm not supposed to have these cravings anyway. So I don't know why. And then I started drinking it and I've been on it ever since. I think it's part of the thing is I don't know. I can't explain it. Anyways, that's the TMI portion of the program is that Jimmy is
sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, I don't care. I don't care. Trust me, I don't care. It's so I now drink coffee, and so I sit down, I drink a cup of coffee, and I try my best. We're gonna kind of rewind to the night before or the day before. I just did it before we came on here. I took pictures. I have pictures in my phone ready to go. So that way I can, because I like to get my listing done in the morning, because if things go haywire or if I get lazy, if I decide I want to not do anything today, or if I decide I want to take a day off, if I want to decide I want to go for a drive instead of and I don't get, basically what I'm trying to say is if I don't get anything done that day, reselling wise, at least listing was done. It's like done. And
Yeah.
so I usually, now it's harder when I'm going out picking. Those days I don't get to do it because I'm out the door before I have a chance to list. But
because you're supposed to list it as soon as you buy it, right in front of them.
we are, especially just use Google Lens. Use
Exactly. That's what I would do.
Have you guys ever done that? I know a lot of people, Ray, Ray, listen, Ray, you can't sell stuff if you price it at Google Lens prices. You're the one creating all those Google Lens prices. Every time someone Google Lens something, it's your account that they're bringing up with the Google Lens price.
Yep.
No, I wanted to ask, do you guys, man, I guess I tried. Have you guys ever used that? I know a lot of people that they draft it right there when they pick up the item. Like they're like, while they're comping it at the sale, they're like, you know what? I'm in the listing right now for one. I'm just going to sell similar right now. And then they come home and then they take the picture and finish it from there. You guys ever do that?
I've done that for sure. Yeah. Whether it's at a sale or if I just am finding in my inventory and that way I don't have to reinvent the wheel and research it again.
Yeah.
I definitely do that.
I've never done that. It's smart. And it's such a smart, and I've never done it. And there's so many times where I could just hit sell similar and it'd be right there in my drafts.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
I will say though, my drafts, I have like at the bottom of my draft bank, there's like 10 or 15 of them that I like started, but never even photographed the item. So they're just like, they'll eventually fade away. They'll drop off the draft list, but that's my intention to do it that way.
You know what? We're kind of transitioning to another topic. Are we done with the Dave topic? Because we're kind of transitioning into the death pile.
I think people have heard enough talking about us, our day.
Because this is a controversial topic. Ray, if you want to continue to tell us about your, you could go into when you brush your teeth, what you have for lunch. Do you like go dancing in the evenings? Tell us about your day if you want to. I'm all about it. No, we're kind of going into the death pile topic. To me, it's an interesting topic. There's so many people. I get, like, some people call it, what do they call it, an opportunity pile or a money pile or whatever. Like, I like the name death pile. I don't like death pile picker, but I like the name death pile.
We did get a nice shout out from them. I know it's
we
on
did.
the agenda, but we'll talk about it.
I'm joking. Mike even called me. Such a nice guy. He called me and said he liked the episode and congratulations on all that good stuff.
Thanks, Mike.
I was joking, Mike. Love you, Mike. So I had a comment on my Facebook about no reseller should have a death pile. Facebook is what it is. Facebook, you put a picture up there and you're trying to get people to comment on it. So thank you. I love the comment. Thank you. That's kind of part of the game with Facebook, is you want to get as many people to interact with your pictures as you can. So when I put some up there, hey, I spy death pile is what I called it. And I was like, tell me what you see, what I should list, blah, blah, blah. And, I got the comment, no reseller should have a death pile. And I disagree. I think you should. I think it's healthy to have a decent sized death pile, so you always have stuff to list every single day. Is healthy the right word? Healthy for your business? I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I mean, should we have death pile? Should we not have a death pile? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. What the commenters think. I mean, I think we should. I have a death pile problem for sure, but I mean, I love for a buy it all podcast. We like to buy in bulk, right? And you're gonna have a death pile that way, and that's the good rainy day stuff to list or live stream. If you're live streaming, that's a great way to move through your death pile live streaming on .com.
Live auctions. It's a huge factor for that. Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I currently have stopped buying as much because I've been trying to work through my death pile. My death pile was unhealthy. We'll say, because a death pile can.
There's sandwiches in there and stuff. There's chips. Like, that's when there's candy.
Well, I mean, look, it's sitting on a shelf, not moving. It can't move because it's been sitting there for the same spot for who knows how long. Look,
that's a good ideology. That's something my wife's been yelling at me for months about. Like, why are you buying when you have like a warehouse of stuff and then this basement of stuff now? But
Can't help
Got to
it.
make content. Got to film.
It's not healthy. It's
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that's the difference. I want to get into filming. Like I'm the odd man out of this group. I don't do any of that. But I mean, eventually, I want to. But that's why I don't feel the need to exactly go out there every single week, just because because I have so much stuff. I have been going out. Well, I pretty much go out once a week right now. Like that's it. I go out once a week to just one little spot. Like I didn't even want to go to the flea market this past weekend, and I stopped by for probably maybe an hour and only went down one aisle, and that was very difficult.
Oh wow.
what I
Yeah. Self-control.
Yeah.
well, my question to that is, and this to me, because the winters are tough for me mentally. I enjoy it too much. I couldn't do that. I enjoy picking way too much. And I get to pick during the summer. I get to, like, I was out today and there was not a lot yesterday, but I still found had a good buy yesterday. But man, I look forward to picking. And so, like, to only pick one day a week, man, I would be like, man, where's the fun?
Oh yeah. It's therapeutic as being a picker to go out there and hunt and like a little bit of a modern day treasure hunter.
Do you find yourself getting like, what's the word, like stir crazy? Is that the right? Like, do you find yourself getting like stir crazy about not picking as much, Ray?
Yeah, I feel the FOMO.
Yeah,
and I all the time, and it sucks because I can be at home and it's a Saturday morning and I'm staying home. I'm listing and I'm afraid to even get on Facebook to see all these yard sales are just around the corner.
Yeah.
It's awful, but it's something I've needed to do recently. I kind of like he said earlier, when you do it, you buy it all, and that's the idea. That's the best kind of buys anyway. Like, you're gonna get so much stuff so quickly, and me just being a one-man show, like, that's it. Like, when you're the only person putting in the work, there's only so much stuff you can list a week.
Yeah.
It's easy to build a death pile. It's not ideal. I don't really completely want to, but at the same time too, you don't even know what's happening. There might be times where I can't buy. So it's good in some ways to have a little bit of that death pile just hanging.
Yeah, I agree. Like, especially in the winter when it's slowed down. And I told you this one, I'm going to take as much time off. I took all winter last off from picking. This year I'm not going to do it, but I also know it's going to dry up. Like, there's not going to be as many opportunities either way.
Yeah.
I think Keith brought up a great point, but it wants me to throw a question to Ray about a death pile is important if you want to do online live auctions, like on dibdit.com or whatnot. Ray, have you done a lot of those?
I've done some whatnot. I feel like I just haven't broken through with the success that I'm looking for. I mean, I know there's a lot that goes into it. I'm not as consistent at it, and also I blame probably myself more than anything when it comes to that stuff. It's just it's difficult. Like, it's not easy. It's not for everybody. But I want to be a part of it. It's just I have to find the right groove. And
I think it'd be a good option for you with your death pile, your overweight death pile that you have right now.
We could have a buy it all podcast like did that stream where we just
dude,
co-stream.
Damn, let's do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Ray,
all
put
right,
together a pile, man.
Yeah, there we go.
I have not done Divot yet, so that would be interesting.
Yeah, Divot's awesome. I mean, as far as like the built-in community of people, and I mean, I've sold a lot on Whatnot, and I have a good following on Whatnot. But if I popped up on Whatnot, I would have like 4 or 5 people in the room.
Yeah.
Dibdit, I'll have like 20 people, probably at the low end. So it's great.
Yeah, I've been a buyer on there. I just haven't, I've been a buyer and viewer, but I've never sold on there. I have stuff listed. I haven't went live.
I mean, I've told you how much it's helped me to the point where now I'm going through my death pile to find stuff on there regularly so I can. I didn't have a show this week, but if you're listening and I had Windows installed on my house on Monday, and I just didn't have the time to do my weekly Dibdit, but I will be back next week. But yeah, I think it's a good option. I think it's something we should. I mean, I'm game to do like a little raid train for sure.
For sure, yeah.
We should talk about that. And then we'll make sure we let you listening know when that's going to be, so you guys can come and hang out with us. We'll put the links and everything in there. It'd be fun too, and totally
get Ray some followers over there. But Jimmy, are we going to be hearing about your windows similar to Dan's floors for the next 6 months?
No, everything went smooth and great.
Oh, good.
The windows are awesome.
Sorry, Dan. He still hasn't recovered. He still hasn't recovered from his floors, right?
Right. No, it was crazy. They got it done in half a day. I'll tell you about my old wooden windows that were the crank kind that we couldn't use, and we had the plastics over when we bought this house. We've been here like 2.5 years, and man, electric bill was high, and you can stand next to the window and feel the air coming through the window. So I was like, these windows suck. The cranks don't work, so we couldn't use them, but you could still feel cold air and hot air getting through, depending on the season. So we went and put that plastic over them to help with the electric bill, and then we put curtains over them. Well, now we had windows that we never used. We kept one window that had the crank that worked in my son's room. That was the only window that we didn't cover because it's still cranked open. So, and they were like old cranky windows. So we were like, man, it was number 2 on the list of things to do with this house that we had to get done.
And they'll pay for themselves, I bet, right? Just with the electric. Yeah.
And Sonia, what they say, happy wife, happy life, or whatever. Sonia could not be happier. She's got it was nice the other day. Every window was open, and she's got the curtains open, and she's like, here's the birds singing outside, and she's just as happy as can be. And I'm definitely happy too. I want, this time of year is the time. And I told the guy when we did, I was like, I have one thing. I'm looking for someone that can get this done before October so we can have our windows open in the fall. And they got it done, so we're super happy.
Nice.
There you go. Well, at least you can have your windows open most of the time. I can't. I told you why.
Can't take the bars down.
Yeah, I live too close to the poop factory and they poop plant, and they caught on fire the other night too. So.
Is that like a sewage treatment plant? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Dude, the worst. Okay, you guys don't know this.
What worst are we grilling tonight?
That plant is right across the street from my flea market, my local flea market. So I'm literally smelling that a lot of times when I'm picking out there too. It is a crappy flea market.
My gosh, right? That's so satisfying. You're like, oh.
There used to be two. There used to be another one across the flea, the other side.
I mean, a plant usually makes something. This is a poop plant that's like, they're like, what are they doing with it over there?
It is awful. Like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
It is worse. It is worse than I could.
That's why you don't go.
I've never wished that on anybody.
That sucks. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean,
you have to have a disclaimer in the bottom of your listings, like this item was purchased across the street from a poop factory. If there's any, there may be an aroma.
People ask, "Is this from a smoke-free, pet-free home?" Is this from a? You don't live next to a poop plant, do you?
Yeah, let AI chat handle that one. Right?
Oh my gosh. I need some really good heavy-duty Febreze.
Yeah,
for all my clothing I sell.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. That sounds awful, man. Well, the gases are.
I'll probably have cancer.
That's terrible.
I only got 2 more years left to live, guys. So we better make this podcast worth it.
Oh my god, he's got that. If you tell me that your water's coming out anything but clear, we're done. This show is over.
Yeah. No, it's clear. It's clear. Luckily.
I mean, I imagine that you should have great toilets, flush great, and everything. It's like expedited right to the place. Like,
it doesn't have to go very far.
Yeah. It takes 30 seconds to get there.
It's great.
I don't really know what those places do, nor do I want to know the details.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
when you said poop plant, I'm like, my brain went to like, what does a poop plant do? I don't want to know though. Let's just
Yeah.
Let's just leave.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want
Well,
to.
I didn't want
Ignorance
to
is
say
bliss.
like, well, I don't know. That's what everybody calls it is a poop plant or S plant, and I'm not gonna say it, but I don't know. And though the worst. I will go in detail a little bit of as far my town fights over it with the other town who it belongs to. Like the town that's right next to me,
But
we used
they're
to have
fighting.
football
No,
games in the
they're
area.
not saying it's ours. They're saying it's yours, right?
Yeah, well, they say it's ours, and then we like to say it's theirs. There used to be a football game called the Toilet Bowl every year.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh man,
That's awesome.
Yep.
I don't even know where to go from here.
Yeah, how do you have a transition ready, Jimmy, for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a buy it all, guys. I did a buy it all.
Did ya?
I went down to the poop plant. I had a bad joke, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because nobody wants to hear about corn when we're talking about. Sorry. I bought it all, guys. It was a Facebook buy, and I was kind of lucky. It popped up on Facebook and it said posted 3 minutes ago.
Oof.
3 minutes. And so I messaged them right away. I was like, "Are these still available?" They had a stack of blow molds. I have a picture, I think. Whole bunch of blow molds for $100. And I noticed right away that 2 of them were schoolhouses. I don't have the picture right here.
I could
but,
probably pull it up on Instagram if you want me to.
Yeah, I mean, if you.
See if I can find
So
it.
I was like, "Are these still available?" And it was like 20 minutes from my house. I'm like, "I can come and get them right now." And he's like, "Come and get them." And I was like, I don't think I could. I was like, I don't think I can fit them. I can't fit them all in my car. Can I make a couple trips? He's all, "Come on down." So yeah, there they are right there. You can't really see the schoolhouses are in the back, but I saw. You see in the far back that white. It looks like a front of a school building or a church. That's the one I saw. And then there's another one back in there too. And then the camel is really good. So anyways, I was like, I go down there and I was like, "Can I come and pay you for them? I'll pay you for them. Then can I make a couple trips?" This kind of leads me into a question, man. We've been here for an hour. And a question that I want to ask. So like I get there and it's a guy who's just bought the house and he's gutting it and he's rebuilding it and he's got that dumpster in the pictures all full of whatever. I want to kind of go dumpster dive that dumpster. If I could get my big butt in that dumpster, I'd do it. But there might have to be a emergency services called if I can't get out. Anyways, he's like, "I got more of them in the garage." He's all, if you want to buy more. And I was like, okay. And so he went in there, he pulled out 2 more Santas, a snowman, and something else. No, that's where the other church was. That's where the other schoolhouse was up in the garage. And so he pulled that down, and I was like, that's the one that's worth $500. And I was like, how much he's $100 for those ones and $50 for these ones? Like, here you go.
Nice.
And it took 2 trips to get them home. But it was, I mean, again, I think it's close to $2,000 in blow molds. I think it's pretty
Perfect
close
time of year for them too, right? Looks like they're all Christmas.
I'm gonna keep most of them. I already have a nativity scene, so I might sell some of the nativity scene stuff. But I'm gonna keep most of it because I like to decorate my yard with blow molds. Now that I own a home, I always said that to Sonia. She's like, "Where are you gonna put them?" So I had to make a shelf in the shed actually for them. But I said whenever I buy a house, I'm gonna decorate the front yard with blow molds for Christmas. So I'm gonna keep most of them. But like when I was talking to the guy, like I'm looking in the garage and there's stuff all over the place, and I'm like, "Are you selling this stuff?" And he's like, "Yeah," but So here's the thing. Here's kind of the question, because he said he had another building he's got to go through and all this stuff, and I wanted to say, well, let me bring the wife down. We'll shop right now, but he was really busy. He's in there doing drywall and and it was him and his I think it was his dad, and they're like working really hard. And how hard would you have pushed to try to shop either right then or very soon, knowing that he's got a whole nother building to go through and there's a lot of other stuff in that garage that you could have gone through? I did, I said, "Hey, if let us know, we'll come and we'll buy, send us pictures, let us come and shop, whatever." Would you have pushed hard to try to get into that pick, or would you have kind of, said, hey, message me. How would you have handled that? Because I wanted to push to pick because it looked like might be some good stuff in there.
Want to take that first, Ray, or do you?
I probably would have pushed it a little bit, especially if it looked like it was a lot of like holiday and Christmas stuff. I mean,
I got all the good holiday stuff, but there was like
Okay.
old signs.
okay.
There's a lot, there was, I didn't see any toys, and obviously that's what I look for first.
Well,
but
still, I mean, yeah, I would have definitely probably have pushed it because I mean, you're there now. I mean, I talked about it again last week. Like, time is money, and more trips you have to go back and forth, and at that time, you could just say, like, hey, I'm here now. I'm ready to buy.
Yeah, I mean, I should say he was definitely like, I'll get back to you right now. I'm trying to get this drywall done. I'm working in the house. I got a lot going on, and I'm trying because I'm moving into this house. I need it to be ready for me to live in. That's probably the main reason I laid up. But I was, trust me, and like, I will say I only saw some things. Like I couldn't see, like, there were boxes in the rafters though in the garage, and like, man, I want to get there, and I want to get this pile over here. And then
so it wasn't this guy's personal stuff. It was stuff he just inherited when he bought the house, right?
Yes.
Yep. So I know a buddy who, in this kind of circumstance, he'll sort of present himself as like free labor to the people. Like, look, I'll pull the stuff down. I'll organize it. Then as long as you give me an opportunity to buy it, make you an offer, sort of present it that way. Like you're free, offering some free manpower.
I have limitations, right?
Yeah. I mean, you don't, up in an attic. And
it's not, I mean, between, I'm a bigger guy, but I also have some physical limitations with some of my ailments. And I don't know how much I could have offered.
Yeah, I guess you don't promise things. Yeah.
So but I agree. I thought about it after, and I'm probably going to message him like, hey, how's it going? Did you get to that second? But I'm probably just going to message him and, is there some more stuff we can come and look at? Yeah, I'm definitely, I'm not disagreeing with you guys. Like, I'm kind of beating myself up over it, but I also, I didn't want to bother him too much because he was doing that drywall and he was definitely busy.
Well, I think you think he would reach out if you like paid him his asking price. It was a very smooth deal. I mean, that goes a long way on Facebook where everyone's trying to negotiate down.
Super nice guy.
And on that, I think we're talking about having an upcoming episode where we talk about like out of the box sourcing in the wintertime, but I've used those kind of situations before. Clean out guys.
Yeah.
This is what the stuff is, just stuff. They want the house emptied.
Right.
So those are good people to get to know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm going to message him. I should have pushed a little bit harder as far as in the future. Helping him. I asked, I did the basic, like the things I look for. And if he had found any of that stuff yet, and he hadn't found any action figures or toys, no old clothes or anything like that, or, sports, I asked him for quite a few things, and he was like, the house for the most part was destroyed. So he didn't pull a lot of stuff out of the house.
You have a flyer like American Pickers, with a hand on the flyer, like bicycles and motorcycles.
Well, I mean, and the thing was that made again a little was I was literally buying those blow molds for me. I wasn't buying them flip. So like I approached it as, hey, these are for me. They're for my yard. I didn't approach him as a picker. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. Yeah.
And that was legit. I told him, like, I showed him the picture of my Halloween decorations, and I was like, this is going to go this way. I was like, just so you know, like, this is going to go right here at Christmas time. So,
yeah, because who knows, if you would have told him that you were buying stuff to flip, then some prices might change. Like, he might be higher on the rest of his stuff.
Because he said he had to take that listing down because of the amount of messages he was getting after mine.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I get a little anxiety. Like I was afraid someone was gonna tell him, those are worth a lot of money, right? Like someone could easily have told him that, like, or someone said, hey, I'll give you 300, and then he would have had possibly second thoughts about selling to me for, So I was a little bit worried about that, a little bit.
One thing you could do after the fact too, and you may not want to do this, but you could sort of play it like, hey, I was researching these, I'm keeping these, and you already showed me your photos of your collection, but say I found one, they're worth a little bit more than I thought. I'm going to give you a little extra cash. I come back and dig a little further. I mean, I don't know if you want to do that in the deal, but I'll throw you an extra $50 and let me dig a lot more.
That's true.
My thoughts are way lamer than yours, man. I was like, 2 of the candles are missing the top pieces. I was like, hey,
What do you want to
I got
refund?
these candles and they're missing. Can I come look for them?
That works too. Yeah, just anything
Yeah.
to get you back in the door. Like George Costanza leaving like his jacket under a couch so we can get back
Wait,
to the
who's
girl's
George
apartment.
Costanza?
No, I
George
like this
Seinfeld?
idea because you can buy your way back in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna message him. I'm gonna message him after we're done recording right here.
All right.
See
And then
how-
we'll have to get an update next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna become friends with him. It's just gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Because how many people pay more after the fact, right? That's like earning you a little
Yeah.
gold charm in that guy's eyes probably to get back in the next pick.
I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely like I'm friends with Eric OBX and he's one of the best at that kind of stuff. Keith, I feel like you're really good at it. That's why you always find such amazing stuff. Ray, I'm learning about how some of your techniques, and I will admit, and I know that that's probably my weakest point when it comes to reselling. I'm not the best at, I don't know, like making that conversation and because I use the word push, but I don't. Obviously, you guys don't like. Oh, hey, let me get out of my way. You guys are really, honestly, like really friendly, really nice, and know how to talk with someone. To hey, can we pursue this and get into this pick a little bit further? You guys are really good at negotiating that. And I'm not. Like I suck at it. I'm terrible at it. I'm getting better, but early on I was awful at it, and I'm still not great at it. Like, so I guess my question, like, if you guys are good at, do you have like is it just something that happens naturally, or are you already kind of thinking about that before you start the conversation? Do you have like, is it natural for you to like maybe say, hey, sir, use the sir instead of, and just being, like, again, I'm just like, because
I've never used sir, but I'm trying to think how like it. I don't really go with a plan. It's just a natural conversation, really. But trying to think like any specific tips that I've done in the past. A lot of my big buys are people or relationships I've built with people over the years. So it's not like I don't randomly meet many people and get into private picks that way.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say that's establishing a network of people locally helps.
Yeah, that's probably where the flea market's huge, huh?
Yeah, that's a good. That just to go to establish those kind of relationships is helpful for sure.
I need to go to the flea market more.
Yeah, I think what Keith said earlier too about kind of like the American Pickers like flyer type thing. That actually, like, I kind of do something similar to that. Like for my private picks that I'm already planning ahead over there, so I've texted them. I'm like, before I go over, I'm like, hey, if you have any of this stuff, can just let me know, and I'd be interested in buying it. And so most of the time they might find like one or two more things off of that list just because I add that. I'm already going over for some sports stuff, but like, hey, I'm looking for old shirts, I'm looking for hats, I'm looking
for Breeze.
Whatever. Yeah,
Breeze is at the top. That's sorry. That's great. For some reason, Febreze is at the top of the list. On that's how you get his poop pan plant.
It's the number one.
I gotta get better.
Thing in my town.
Well, like Tim over the years, Tim was out when we were picking together. He's like, Jimmy, you can't like. He's like, Jimmy, like you can't get like, because that guy accused me of scanning stuff in his garage, and I was kind of short with him, and I kind of was like, and I didn't ruin the negotiation for Tim, but he was probably a little bit worried that I was gonna ruin the negotiation for him because I was being like short with the guy because he was being short with me, and like instead of like being chill and kind of schmoozing him, I almost kind of let that take over me, and I was kind of being short with him and stuff because I was obviously frustrated that he accused me of, like, the thing was I wasn't even scanning stuff, but like everybody else in here scanning stuff. Why are you on my case about it?
There's nothing to have to apologize for, right? The whole world is scanning stuff at this point.
But I got to get better at when that happens. Just kind of like, oh no, man, what do you like? Tim is the best at. He'll turn into a joke. I got to get better at turning to. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. It gets awkward sometimes in some deals where I've been at like a table at the flea market, and some guy next to me is scanning, which I don't have problem. I do that a lot of times, but it was sometime I think last year I was buying a bunch of wrestling figures. and this guy comes up and he's scanning like every single one on the left side of the table. I'm on the right side, and I'm just kind of making my pile. And I just got a feel for it that the guy selling them, he didn't want him to sell them to a reseller.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so he actually gave me a better deal because I didn't really introduce that as
Yeah.
much to him. I mean, there's some that I put away and everything like that, but they were all brand new, sealed, older wrestling figures and stuff like that.
Nice.
And yeah, the guy next to me didn't get. I don't think he got nearly as good of a deal because he looked every single one up.
Yeah. And I'll say I rarely comp things out on, I just sort of fly by the seat of my pants at times when I'm picking and
Yeah, same
just go
here.
by instinct. But yeah, and I was the same way at the flea market this morning. This woman was looking at a coat that she was there first. It was a starter jacket, a Packers, and the guy gave her a price, but she was there for like 5 minutes, like looking up at the phone. And I'm like, I let the situation play out rather than try to jump in on the deal. And then later I ended up buying it when she left. But yeah, that takes, if you're going to, it takes too much time, I think, to comp everything out, and you got to have some knowledge going in.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, that's leveling up. That's getting better at picking, is having that index
Yeah.
of stuff. But like, sometimes I'll come across, it happens for sure. We come across stuff where like, man, this looks like it's valuable.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Especially like, I'm learning glass. So I look up a lot of glass. And I'm just learning like decorative stuff in general. So that's something I don't have that index built. So I do lens and look up stuff quite a bit now that I'm trying to expand my knowledge in those, those categories.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then later on, you won't need to do that for glass as you do it long enough.
I'm
right?
getting
Like,
better. I'm not
sure.
There's quite a bit I've been able to buy where I don't have.
There you
go. Obviously the price is a factor too, because that's another reason to look something up. Like you might have the knowledge, but like on that Packers might not be the best example, but that Packers jacket, let's say it was $40 and you weren't sure if it was $140 starter jacket or $100 starter jacket. And so, that becomes a way bigger decision when you're, on your profit margin is cut in half, basically. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Because were you at that flea market with me? Because it was $40 for that jacket, and I got it down to 30. But how did you know it was $40? And I think I said when I was recording my recap, it's probably $125, $150 jacket. So you're like,
man,
I'm
good.
On,
I'm good.
Yeah,
that's because I got the index right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Without even seeing it.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Oh, this is it was all part of the script. Keith, you didn't get the script?
I didn't. No, when my internet crashed, I lost it all.
Oh shoot, man! I feel like, it's already an hour and 15 minutes into this, and we haven't gotten to most of the topics. I want to ask, because Ray had talked about something about, and maybe was happening at the flea market. You were talking about selling stolen goods. You selling stolen goods, right?
Not me.
Are those wrestlers that you bought stolen goods?
Yeah, no. So there's a lot of times I think there's a lot of people at the flea markets, especially in my area. They there's a lot of stolen goods there, and you just have to watch what you buy. And I like my dad, he goes to the flea market every single weekend. He's at this he doesn't go anywhere else. This is his spot. But he was there over the weekend. He said that the cops busted somebody for selling Tide and laundry detergent and some other stuff because they grabbed it from the Walmart. So somebody went over to the Walmart that's in the same parking lot, and they brought it right over, and they were trying to sell it right there, like right away. And they're there every week. These vendors down there, they're banned from the flea market. They can't sell again. But and I'm sure, I know this isn't the only stolen goods at the flea market. I know it's not. How do you guys like protect yourselves like that? Like, how do you deal with that?
I've never really put a lot of thought in that. I mean, I get, like, if I came across a person that was selling a bunch of brand new electronics in the box or something, it might pop up a red flag for me, especially with a lot of those stuff that had been going on where people walk in and just walk out with new stuff. I haven't thought a lot about it. I guess, I mean, I don't think it's as big of a thing at yard sales.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, it's more.
That's where I do most of my picking, and then so I don't do a lot of flea market, but don't know. I haven't put a lot of thought. I mean, and a lot of the stuff I buy, even if it was stolen, and I don't want to do that, but if it was stolen, it'd be hard to tell. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I've never encountered that specifically, Ray, or at least that I'm aware of. Or anything, especially with what I deal in, like vintage stuff. It's less likely to be a stolen good than like a modern, like collectible and
Yeah.
modern retail item. But I will say, for my personal collection, I collect Eagles game balls, like painted game balls that are given out to players, and I have about 40 to 50 of them.
Oh wow.
And and I've posted some online on Instagram. I posted one from my collection, and somebody tagged the player, and the player reached out to me and says, "Oh, that ball was stolen," or he speculated that it was stolen by a contractor, and it was an Eagles player, I had met previously. So I look, man, I don't want a stolen item. I'll give it to you. Let's meet up. He never really followed up. I'll still give it to him if he follows up with me. So that's the thing when you're dealing with like an item that belonged to a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of proof do you have that I bought it on eBay, but that's like,
yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
so
It
that's happened to me
probably-
a couple times.
It probably came out of a storage locker. I see so much like game worn or game used stuff to come out of
That's
storage
true.
lockers. Like the Ravens Super Bowl champion Mike McCrary. He lost his storage locker, I think, in a divorce or something. I don't like, but he lost so much of the stuff. Like it was in the storage locker, and somebody at the flea market got it and was selling off everything. And actually, me and my dad, we bought most of the stuff that was in that collection. And
nice.
It's to the point that we actually have his Ring of Honor trophy. And
Oh wow, that's awesome.
we
He's
asked to
defensive
get
end, right?
yeah.
Defensive end linebacker.
Yep. Yeah. So that's basically like the Ravens Hall of Fame is the Ring of Honor. And we asked him if he wanted it
I
back.
was
We
going to
seen
ask you,
him.
did you reach out to him? And see?
Yeah. And he said, don't worry about it. So luckily
Oh.
I didn't have that where he's like, oh, you stole this. But no, he said, keep it. And I got all kinds of different things. I got canvases that were hung in his house. Probably there's a Sports Illustrated poster that's like Sports Illustrated for women. I've never seen a poster that's Sports Illustrated for women, but it's all the Pro Bowlers from that year, and they're all on the beach in Hawaii, so it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and you're right. I know. I bought a bunch of stuff out of a storage unit that belonged to an Eagles player, so that's how most of it gets out there.
Mhm.
That's how the Paris Hilton sex tape got out there, right? Well,
Was
was a
it in
storage
a,
unit.
was it a Philadelphia Eagles locker?
I wish. But no, that was a California storage locker auction. Somebody. So that's stuff gets out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't know you were an expert on.
I don't think I've ever seen it. In case Mrs. Flips watches, she won't be
Anybody
watching an hour
has
and 20
any
minutes in.
Sex tape questions, just send them.
Vintage Sport
Well,
Flips on Instagram.
This episode went south.
Oh,
Or
shoot.
maybe it was the Kim Kardashian sex tape. Some sex tape was in a storage unit. I don't know which one it was.
I'll have to. I'll let you guys know after next week.
Yeah, update next week. Do some video
No,
research.
I don't think. I don't know. I might have. I don't know. I don't ever pay attention to that. But again, I don't think I've ever felt like I bought something that was stolen. I mean, people can steal collections too, right? Like that's not like someone can easily steal a collection. People can steal a binder of cards from a card show, and you're buying. Next thing you know, you have no idea you're buying a stolen sports card.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let us know in the comments, the viewers, for sure, if you guys have ever knowingly found out later or whatever, or if you're the one that actually, did the criminal. Don't let us know. If you're the one that actually stole it, don't let us know. You might want to get a lawyer if you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Next thing you know, we're just gonna let a police officer join the chat and
Allegedly.
listening in.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's a tough one. I would definitely be more weary about it. Is weary the right word? At a flea market. I mean, it could definitely happen at a garage sale. I don't know, thrift store. I don't know that they check anything like that. I don't know.
Especially where I live, like being right outside Baltimore City,
right outside the poop plant. You never know.
We got a title involved. This week's title, something like
Yeah.
poop factories to sex tapes and everything in between.
Everything in between. There. Whoa. I think it's time for us to start talking about what we got going. What do we got going on this week? What kind of Febreze we using this week, Ray? What's the flavor of the week?
What flavor of the week? I don't have anything going on this week.
What dipped it? No, what
No,
not?
no, because I mean, I pretty much I don't do that really as much. I mean, I'll probably get into it with you guys, but I don't. I mean, I don't specifically have anything lined up. Like I said, I'm the odd man out. I don't do. Yeah, I'm exclusively right here for you guys.
Yeah,
So,
appreciate
Works
it.
1 day a week, guys. He's the 1 day a week picker.
yep.
Yeah.
What about you, Keith? What do you got going on this week? Are you?
Yeah.
Everybody, get some popcorn. Keith has so much going on all the time. Let's.
I'll keep it.
He's
I'll
busy.
keep it.
No,
I'll keep it short.
No, I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah. So next, I have my weekly Didbit shows I've been doing. Weekly Didbit shows, 7 p.m. Eastern time on dibdit.com. This Wednesday, this comes out on Monday. So Wednesday night, I'm doing it's an all vintage lunchbox show. There's like Beetlejuice.
Preloaded too, folks.
Everything's preloaded. I've been doing them preloaded because it's like easier shipping for me, right? Time is tight, so I don't have to like mark everything by the people's name. It's an easier thing to ship. So I've been doing them every Wednesday. They're preloaded for a couple weeks out. Then I have a card break, but that's going to be happening prior to this coming out on dibditcards.com. I have a YouTube live every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Vintage Sport Flips. And then this Thursday night on Rips and Brews and Vintage Sport Flips, we have a special we do once a month. It's a live card ripping and beer tasting channel that I do with my buddy King of Pennants, Real Life Perspective Show, and Soda City Flips, Shane. So, keep it
someone
short.
said it's vintage. It's no S in sports, right?
No S in sports.
Have I been getting that wrong every single time, Keith?
I think you say it right. My wife yells at me. She's like, "Why didn't you ask me before you named yourself Vintage Sport Flips?" It sounded weird having double plurals right next to each other. Sports
vintages.
Flips.
You could have went vintages sport flips.
That would have been better. Yeah.
Vintage sports. No, I say sports. Vintage sport flips. Man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle that.
I think if you search Vintage Sport Flips, you still find me. So whatever you want to call me is fine. With me.
Yeah, it makes it a little tough doing an intro for sure. I have to make sure I get it right.
Yeah. I won't offend me if you get it wrong.
I think if
it's
I tell myself it's a silent S, I can fix it. Vintage sport.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
Yeah.
And you said because I don't want to miss the lunchbox, so that's Wednesday, right? This Wednesday, right after.
This Wednesday, 7 p.m. Yeah.
All right.
And
I'm gonna be on Cat the Nurse Flipper in October sometime, but that's still a month away. Cool. I hang out every Tuesday on the Reseller Information Network every Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. And then tonight will be my Dibdit. I do it. I took a week off last week because I had the cranky windows were being done. But I will be on there tonight. It's the pile of shame, not the death pile of shame. It's just the pile of shame. And I'll be I usually sell toys, video games. I need to do a record show. Do you guys have any records you need to sell?
I think I have some.
I got some. Yeah. I'll be doing a record show soon too. I'll let you guys know when I'm doing that. But this week it'll be just like video games, collectibles, toys, clothes. We do like a storage locker sale of just random stuff. So that'll be tonight. And then that's about all I got going on right now. I've been thinking about putting out videos on this channel, Old School Flips again, but kind of burnt out. I don't know. It's terrible.
No, it happens. Yeah, that's a grind. Yeah.
I've been doing these videos for like 6 years now. I'm just kind of
anyway. Yeah, that's I'm only I think I'm 3 years, but it's like I think I missed one Saturday. I have my Vintage Sport Flips video coming out every Saturday 1:00. I forgot to mention, but I haven't missed one, but it's getting to the point where I'm like, you feel the pressure to get it out, right?
I was doing 2 a week for a long time, and I kind of
yeah.
And I have a lot of footage, so I can get back to it. And I will. I think once we get this podcast, I think that's what I'll do. Once this podcast is settled over on the new channel, again, if you guys haven't gone over there, the new channel is linked down below. Buy It All Podcasts. Make sure you go over there, and we're going to be posting it on both channels. Just work your way over there, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can watch it on either, but eventually we are going to permanently move over there. So, yeah, I think once we're done with that, I might start putting out my videos over here again and see if I can build some momentum again. And that's that. And we forgot to talk about the logo. I think we need another week. I think we have a logo in place, but my logo is not ready. I've been getting help. Shout out to Jason 419 Sports. He's been helping with because it's lost in translation. Me and AI just doesn't work. Like it's yelling at me. I'm yelling at it, and I'm not getting the logo I want. Ray's is looking good. Ray, do we have that? Ray's is looking
I have it.
real
Yeah, I'll
good.
pull it up.
Here's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a level up from last week.
it's no longer a grandma bag. It's actually an IKEA bag.
Yep.
Finally.
It's looking good. So
I do
Ray's
have
is looking
Jimmy's
good.
too there.
That's where mine's at. So that's fun.
I don't have mine up. I think I have it. I think I scrolled too far up in the chat to find it.
All right. I need another week, guys. I need another week. But then we'll do the poll and we'll have the vote.
Well, right now yours is up on the other channel, right, Keith?
Oh yeah.
So there you go. You guys can go over there and check it out over there.
Yeah, I'll pull that now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the small one in the corner, the bottom corner there. Not the bottom, middle corner. Yeah. And that was a take on Jimmy's design with the banner, with the full table, buy it all on the table.
Man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
See,
it came out pretty
that's
good.
just proof that Keith can talk to AI better than I can talk to AI.
Yeah.
Because mine looks like they have like buy it all and it's 3 action figures. That's it. That's all you're buying.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to be buy it all on a table full of stuff and you get 3 He-Man action figures. That's all you're getting. Like that's the Jimmy budget. Buy it all. I'm buying 3 Masters of the Universe.
It's the yard sale table that you pull up and they only have that's all they have on the table. It's like 3 things. The old lady.
Everything's all spread out to make
I hate that. That is I mean every now and then I might stop, but they're the worst when you're driving in a community sale or even just a random yard sale and it's that. And I hate to say it, but that old lady, the poor old lady out there, dragged her table out there and put 5 things on the table.
The grandkid's got his lemonade stand over there with 7 kinds of chips, 3 different drinks, some cookies. They got brownies, so it's only there for the kids' sale. They put 3 things on the table called a yard sale, so you'll stop and buy something from the grandkid. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Am I alone? I've never had yard sale lemonade. Am I alone in that, or any kind of food product at a yard sale?
I've had yard sale cookies.
Yeah.
But I the lemonade I don't do. I'll buy a water too, but no.
Yeah, I'll do like a water at Gatorade, but I don't think I've had anything made at anybody's house.
Yeah.
All cookies I've had homemade cookies, baked cookies, but every time every time I think of the lemonade, I think of that scene from Vacation when the girl's stirring it with her arm.
Yeah.
And it's easy for me to say, no, I'm good. And that's how my brain acts. It's like, I see that cup of lemonade and I'm like, I can just see that kid stirring it with their hand. And I'm like,
the mom's letting them do the whole process because it's their project. They're like sneezing into the container and all kind of stuff. Yeah.
No, it's just freshly squeezed. Those are just,
yeah.
That's just pulp.
Pulp. Yeah. Oh.
This show's ending with us talking about floaters.
We have enough of them down here. We have enough floaters.
You got floaters right across the street at the poop plant. You got floaters in our lemonade. It's terrible. All right, guys. Oh my gosh. All right. I think that's all we got for this week over here. I almost said the other part. I almost said so second nature to say reseller leftovers, but we're the Buy It All podcast because we're not leftovers. But we won't go there. We won't go there. All right, guys. With that, you guys, anything else you guys got going on you want to say before we take off?
No, but thanks to the Reseller Leftover podcast for the shout out. We'll say that they
definitely
did shout us out on this week. Appreciate that.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. I had that on my list. Did I not make? Oh yeah, they did. They watched our podcast. Thanks, guys. We waited
I
till the
thought-
very last second of
No,
the show. to mention
I
it.
thought Keith mentioned it earlier.
I mentioned
a
it, but I
little
wanted
bit.
to mention it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why'd you do
Yeah,
that?
formal.
I told you to wait till the end of the show. Stick to the script,
Oh,
Keith.
sorry, I messed it up.
Look,
I
we're
messed
just
up
making
everything.
sure they know we appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We do appreciate it. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.